Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Christine and I'm here to help you expand your consciousness, fully realize your true authentic self, and tap into the spiritual guidance that is within and around you. If you're new to the spiritual journey or you're just getting started, remember to click subscribe and the bell notification below so you don't miss any future videos on expansion and growth. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about the dark night of the soul, and I also want to show you and share with you my experience when I went through that dark night of the soul period of my life. And this happened to me when I went through my own spiritual awakening, really understanding who I am, discovering who I am and my purpose. And yeah, I'll get all into that later, but let's just find out what the dark night of the soul really is. So the dark night of the soul is like a period of depression. You can describe the feeling kind of like depression and feeling like life is meaningless and you have no purpose in this life, and there's just no reason for your existence. You don't even understand anything anymore. Everything that you've ever known doesn't make sense anymore. It's almost kind of like you blank out. And if you're a tarot reader or you know anything about tarot, the dark night of the soul kind of resembles the Tower card. And the Tower card basically is something like what you once knew doesn't make sense anymore. And it breaks away everything that you once believed created the framework of your life, which are structures and beliefs that you once had about how everything worked, about how everything was. And this allows new structures and new beliefs to form in a way that it resonates with your new belief system and your new structures, the way you perceive and view life. And it's similar to the concept of being rebirth. The old you dies and the truth of who you truly are emerges. So that's basically what the dark night of the soul is when you're going through a very tough period, feeling depressed, feeling like there's no purpose or meaning to your life and there's no reason for your existence. And there are different causes of why you might be going through this period in your lifetime. So one cause of the dark night of the soul, which is also one that I went through, is through a spiritual awakening. And that's because you're tapping into the truth of the reality that you were being fed lies by government, by rules and systems that doesn't even resonate with you. And another one is that you discover who you truly are, and then you start feeling yourself as this beautiful, vast being, and you are not who you are in this physical body. And then you start questioning yourself then, I'm not this physical body. Why am I in this physical body? Why do I want to maintain this physical body? You're not as free as much as you want to be free. And so you feel constricted, you feel restricted, and you feel limited within this physical body. And another reason that you might be going through the dark night of the soul period is that something in your life happened, like a traumatic event or life-altering event that shifted you and changed your perspective. And this could be through the loss of a loved one, a very close family member or friend, through a breakup of someone who's very close to you, or even having a divorce. It can also happen when you get fired from your job or something significant happened that just basically shifted the self-image that you have of yourself. Basically a tower moment, right? Something in your life shifted, something happened that impacted your life in a very powerful way, and it just makes you question life in general. And a lot of the times we go through the dark night of the soul experience because we need to shed our old ways of being in order to become something new. And if we're consumed with our old self, if we have all of our old beliefs, all of our old structures that create the framework of our life, then we don't have room to shift into this new reality, to shift into this new person, to perceive new realities and new information of who we truly are and what life means to us. And so the dark night of the soul is actually a very crucial part of our awakening, of our truth, of our path. We allow new beliefs to come in because we start questioning the old, and the old no longer resonates with us. That is why new belief starts coming into your life to help you create the reality that now resonates with you. This is about creating room for change. It's about discovering who you truly are, understanding the real reason why you are here, and honestly just discovering yourself. You find new purpose, you find new meanings, you find new love for yourself and for other people as well. And the truth of your soul starts emerging once you understand why you went through the dark night of the soul. Because a lot of the times when we're in the dark night of the soul, we don't understand why we're going through this whole period of depression, of questioning life in general, and not wanting to even exist on this earth. But then once that period is over, we realize why we went through that period, and then we discovered everything that was probably completely opposite than what we were taught or what we knew previously to the dark night of the soul period. And you might not even know that you're experiencing the dark night of the soul. You just feel like it's depression or something. But a lot of the times it is the dark night of the soul. Especially if you're watching this right now, then most likely you are going through a period of the dark night of the soul. But just remember why you are going through this period is to help you evolve and to help you grow and to develop new habits, perceptions, and truth. And without all of those new things, you will be the old person and you will never grow and you will never evolve into who you are meant to be. So the dark night of the period helps you evolve and to transform into the person that you want to be and to raise your vibration, raise you to new awareness of this new reality that you didn't know existed before. So I'm going to share with you my experience of how I went through the dark night of the soul period. A lot of people's experience may be different and it's definitely going to be unique and different for everyone because we're all on our own journey. But for my experience, it started through a tower moment. So what happened was my partner of 6 years and I had broken up. And after that, I shifted onto a whole new path, one that I definitely did not expect to be on, one that I was once afraid of. And that is a path of spirituality, the path of spirit communion, animal communion, nature communion, learning how to develop my psychic abilities and intuition, learning about the paranormal activities and, all about the spiritual realm, which is completely different than what I have thought it was, because I was completely scared of that, right? So as I discovered myself through this journey, I realized that I was a light worker, and I know that's just a label and a title, which I don't really associate myself with titles and labels, because I feel like when we start identifying ourselves with a thing, it kind of becomes who we are. But we are a free soul and a free spirit, so that's just a label for me. I'm basically someone who is here to bring light and love into this world, to heal this world, and to inspire a whole generation of humanity to step into their power and to realize their truth, as well as their mission on this earth, so that they can bring their unique vibration and purpose to this earth and create a better environment and a better shift. And as I journeyed through the spiritual path, I started learning about raising my vibration. I started learning about psychic development and discovering who I am and what I came here to do. And at the same time, I realized that because we are all one, we need to treat everything as one. Creating harmony, having respect for all things because we're all connected, and realizing that we're all energy. And so energy can be exchanged, and it can be exchanged in a negative way or a positive way. And so I started eating a vegan lifestyle, which is something I did before, but then I eventually drifted back into eating like a regular person, eating like meat and cheese and dairy and still eating vegetables and fruits. But it kind of like faded from my mind until I went through the spiritual awakening and I decided to have a vegan lifestyle. And when I decided to have a vegan lifestyle, I already had kind of like a self-image problem from before, which is like I didn't like to be too skinny. And then, I had this self-image problem where I was too skinny, and then I got a little bit chubby, and then I went back to being skinny again. And then as I went vegan and I realized, like why do I even need to maintain this physical body? Because I'm a spiritual being anyway, and I feel constricted. I feel restricted that I have to maintain this physical body and try to feel good about myself. I didn't want to be able to make that conscious effort to take care of myself and my body, because even if I didn't have this body, I would still be alive. I would still be this energetic being who's gonna experience life anyway. And I couldn't talk about this to anybody because I don't think anyone would have understood. And even if I did say I don't want to maintain my body anymore, people would be like, well, I mean, your life is in your hands, so you should be able to do something about it, like stop complaining about it and do something about it. And so I didn't really know who to talk to, so I talked to basically an old friend of mine, and I didn't even know that I felt this way and that I was going through a depression because I didn't want to eat anymore. I didn't want to do anything anymore. I quit working out. I just didn't really understand why I had to maintain this physical body. And even the realization that I am a spiritual being and a light worker, I still felt like it was a burden to maintain this image, to maintain my physical body and to feel good about myself when I didn't really have to. And then as I was talking to my friend, I remember that it just started off with I don't feel good, and then he was asking why I don't feel good, and I said I just don't want to eat anymore because every time I eat now I want to throw up, and I feel like my body is wasting away and it's not functioning properly anymore. It's not physically healthy anymore, and there are like, you know, signs on my body that was showing that I wasn't healthy anymore. Like my nails started having ridges and, you know, like having acne and stuff like that, like, and I was really skinny and I just didn't want to eat anymore. I didn't want to force myself to eat. I didn't want to make that conscious effort to be healthy anymore. And so as I spilled that out to my friend, I didn't even realize that I was feeling like that, and then all of a sudden I just started crying and I just didn't want to live anymore. I just didn't want to be in this physical world trying to maintain everything physical, especially my body and the self-image that I had about myself. And you know, that was my dark night of the soul experience. It took a period of time for me to, you know, overcome this part of my life where I didn't want to live anymore, where I constantly had to contribute conscious effort in maintaining this physical body, like, and feeling like it was a burden to do so. And honestly, this didn't happen too long ago. It probably happened like last week, but it was a period of time where it was building up until I couldn't take it anymore. After I kind of let everything out, and after I kind of took a breather and realized again my sole purpose for being here and my contribution to earth and how I'm supposed to help people realize themselves, because I've realized who I am myself. After realizing my purpose and my truth again, I started getting back on track, started eating a little bit better, learning how to take care of myself better, because we do all have a purpose on this earth. But sometimes you have to go through that transition, through that journey in that period in order to step onto the other side with a whole new perspective. And even if you still had that perspective previously through the dark night of the soul, well, you emerge as a completely new person, and then you realize that this whole experience was to shift you onto a whole new different perspective. And so I'm learning how to become better at eating, having a better relationship with food, having a better relationship with my body as well. And of course, I'm still making a conscious effort to take care of my body and everything, which now is completely fine. I feel a lot better than last week. So I feel like even though you go through that whole dark night of the soul journey period, you're still going to be going through a whole new journey after that, because now that you start discovering yourself and your truth, and why you're here again, remembering why you're here and learning that it's okay to feel this way sometimes, that, you know, after that period, you still start attracting new things into your life. You still go through this whole new journey, because once you wipe the slate clean, you still have to go through this whole journey to start rebuilding the walls, right? To start building up new beliefs and structures for yourself and for your life, because when the old one dies, new ones have to come in. And so it's almost like the old you, it took many, many years to build up who you were, right? Until the tower moment happened, which broke away all beliefs and structures that you had of your framework the framework that you have for your life. Then now you have to go through a period of time where you start attracting new things into your life, new beliefs and structures that resonates with the reality that you are in right now. So there you go, guys. That was my dark night of the soul experience. And just let me know in the comments below what you're going through right now, because I know that if you're going through a loss, or if you're going through a spiritual awakening or anything similar to that, that triggers the dark night of the soul period, that it can be hard, especially for those of you who had no one to talk to. It can definitely be lonely, which I definitely felt lonely. I didn't feel like I had anyone to talk to. And even the person that I was talking to didn't really know anything about spirituality and like soul and stuff like that. So it's almost like I was talking to someone who didn't understand, but they were there for me anyway. And so, you know, I'm here for you guys. If you have anything that you want to say, you know, there's no judgment here about anything that you're going through, because it is part of the process, it's part of the journey. I hope that you guys like the video. Remember, if you do, then like the video and comment below again what you're experiencing and what you're going through, and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also learn more about spirituality on my website at spirittarotguide.com, and I'm also a tarot reader, so you can book an appointment for a reading with me online as well. And thank you so much, guys. I love you, and I'll see you guys next time.